the illusion and the reality of love. So Pete, anybody that engages in any religious readings, any ancient readings, anybody that knows how to read, I recommend that you spend some time with A Course in Miracles. I recommend that you allow this piece of literature to stimulate your thinking beyond where it is today. A Course in Miracles is not a book that you read to confirm, verify, or affirm within yourself or to other people that you already know and you are correct. Affirm is A Course in Miracles is where you go when you're ready to acknowledge that you don't know. Even the things that you think you know and say you know, that you don't have the capacity to change within yourself alone, that you do not have the knowledge of the methods and procedures necessary to cultivate an experience of abundance in the physical that overflows from the inside out. A Course in Miracles is where you go when you're ready to stop playing with yourself and other people. A Course in Miracles is where you go, or one of the places that you can go, when you're ready to be stimulated into a true mentality and true expression of life. Be not afraid to look upon the special hate relationship, for freedom lies in looking at it. Freedom lies in looking at the special hate relationship. Now, when we say that right now, we both have absolutely no idea what the special hate relationship is. We're both under the impression that we hold no special hatred for anyone because Grandma told us that we're not supposed to hate nobody or you're going to go to hell. It would be impossible not to know the meaning of love except for this. Except for what? Except for you refusing to look at the special hate relationship that you specialize in and I specialize in, that we pretend to know nothing about. It would be impossible to not know what love is. We live in a world full of people absent of the awareness of what true love is, by definition, in practice, in theory, and exercised in the physical. Absolute ignorance among the majority of what love is. And we're looking at a piece of literature that says that it would be impossible to know what love is unless you refuse to look at what we're about to look at right now. For the special love relationship in which the meaning of love is hidden is undertaken solely to offset the hate, but not to let it go. The special love relationship. So there's a special hate relationship and there's a special love relationship. Now, you do understand that love is whole by definition. So if I have something in my hand that I'm calling love, that's broken down into fragments and pieces and is divided, and I'm calling it love, I have been misled by my own interpretation of what it is that I'm presenting. Because if it was love, it would be whole. If it was love, it would be unconditional. If it was love, it would be patient. If it was love, it would be gentle, though never defeated. Love has a definition. Everything has a definition. We just come from a world of make-believe where we apply the definition that we assume onto the things and people that we encounter, and we make or try to make things what we would like them to be. And we have all kind of emotional reactions when things don't align with what we call them. You said you loved her. You said you loved him. You said you wanted the world for him. You said you wanted the world for her, but then they told you that they didn't want you back. They told you that they wanted to be with somebody else. And you no longer wanted the world for them. You no longer wished and desired that they be the happiest individual in the world. No, not for the most part. Not until you've matured to the place that you know how to offer a genuine gift. Not until you've matured to the place that you know how to identify unconditional love and extend it from a genuine place. Prior to that, what it is that you want is you want people to be happy with you. You want people to love their life with you. You want people to be satisfied with their life with you in it. And you want people under the auspice that without you in their life wouldn't be worth living. And that's not a gift to them. That's a gift to you that you should never need in the first place. It's actually a marker of your insecurity that you need such positions and such roles in people's life. Oftentimes, people will assign you roles and want you to follow scripts inside of a storyline that they have never presented to you and you have never signed a dotted line and took on to play. But they need you to play this role. They need you to play this role so bad that they will try to force you to play the role. They will pretend that you're playing the role, even if you're not, in order to keep them inside of a place of being okay, inside of themselves and inside of the world of make-believe that they operate from. Right? When somebody tells us that hate is an issue, if you find that you have hatred in you for anyone, it is impossible for you to love anyone. I think that the hatred that is in me is only for this particular person. This feeling that I have is specially tailored and caused by this thing or that person. This special love that I feel. It's for this person. The special love, special hate relationships that we create throughout our narrative in the physical. Your salvation will rise clearly before your open eyes as you look on this. Look on what? Look on the fact that you have always tried to use the special love relationships to counter and balance the special hate relationships. And you crave the feelings that you get from the special love relationships. And you run and you hide and you lie about the experiences of the special hate relationships. You lie to yourself about the special love relationships because when they're not going the way you like, you hardly ever acknowledge that and act on it. You may acknowledge it, you may become complaintive, you may become disgruntled, but how often do people uproot and move forward and progress towards what it is that they're demanding from the person in front of them that they clearly see is not being offered to them and extended from that person? Because inside their head, they have forgotten that they are only here to serve their own selfish desires. They have not only tricked the other party, they have tricked themselves into believing that they are where they are because of some special love and special feelings that they carry for a special someone that they say they love but move as though they hate. And sometimes get caught up in such emotional reactions that they'll even say that they hate that person, that they say that they love, and then double back and say that they only meant the part about love. The hate thing that spilled over from the anger and the bitterness and resentment that they carried, that came from a place that they can't even identify. They can tell you for sure didn't come from a place of sincerity. It wasn't genuine. They didn't mean it. That's not how they feel. It's just something that they said that they can't really explain, but they can tell you that much. You cannot limit hate. The special love relationship will not offset it. You will merely drive it underground and out of sight. You will merely drive that inner hatred, darkness, bitterness, resentment, and just ugliness of yourself under the surface to play this game of the special love relationship that you extend to your children, your significant other, your relatives, some of them, the ones you approve of, the ones you disapprove of, they fall inside of the special hate relationship. We ain't gonna take that too far. It is essential to bring it into sight. What into sight? The fact that I play this game of categorizing everybody by the generalizations inside of myself that I pretend that I don't have. It's imperative that I recognize that the people that I say I love, I really just approve of and have accepted in a state that's pleasing in my sight. And when they fall short of that, I snatch back my love, or what I call love, which is really just my presence, my voice, my benefits, my physical expression, things like that, interaction, physical interaction for the most part. I snatch those things away because they're no longer pleasing in my sight, they're no longer acceptable, and they got work to do before I come back to allowing them the benefit of being connected to me in an intimate way. And that's what most of us are calling love for the most part. And make no attempt to hide it, for it is the attempt to balance hate with love that makes love meaningless to you. What if the people that you've been refusing to accept the affection and affinity from, what if people ain't as phony as you think? What if people aren't as fake as you think? What if you only think people are fake and phony because you know how fake and phony you have been and how fake and phony you still can be to this day? What if you're not afraid of people because of the horror stories that you've heard in the movies that you watch on Netflix? What if you're afraid to connect to people because you know how hurtful it could be and can be and has been for other people to be connected to you? We can't hide it. We can't limit love. Special love relationship will not offset the hate. We can't limit hate. The special love relationship will not offset it, but will merely drive it underground and out of sight. It is essential to bring it into sight and to make no attempt to hide it, for it is the attempt to balance hate with love that makes love meaningless to you. The extent of the split that lies in this you do not realize, and until you do, the split will remain unrecognized and therefore unhealed. But you say you want healing. You say you want peace. You say you want love. You say you want a whole experience. You say you want to operate in accordance with design. You say you want your inheritance from the supernatural. You say you want to live by the divine. You want to operate in alignment with the divine. Do it. Let go of what you think you know and embrace being renewed by right information and application of truth. It's not difficult. It's just different. We're done calling things what's comfortable. We're done refusing to acknowledge the truth of those things in front of us that are a reflection of the truth of the inside of ourselves. Them people that's talking to you crazy ain't saying nothing that you ain't said to yourself. It's going to take some major resources to make a major shift amongst the universal population. I'm not concerned with just black people. You will never hear me on the internet talking about building exclusively to edify and enrich pigmented people. I'm not. You can't convince me that the past history and abuse and trauma of pigmented people justifies how critically and condemning they can be amongst each other. I love my own. I love all indigenous people of the Americas. I love all are one. So what I will not let you do is take a shade of color and box me in and say that I'm supposed to have some special allegiance or some special affection for a group of people who have never had a special affection for me. We judge our own the harshest. Spend more time around you so there's more time for you, more opportunities for you to become condescending and downright destructive towards me. We gotta live beyond the narratives. We gotta at least be willing to see the truth of ourselves and see the illusion that we've been living. And both, one is so beautiful that once you see it, you can't help but act on it. And the other is so hideous that once you truly see it, you can't help but want to put it down. Lock in.